Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I just recently purchased some books, used books. Well, most of them are used books, with the exception of one, that being this one, Inherent Vice by Thomas Pynchon. Pynchon. Uh, Actually, purchased this copy at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. If you're not familiar with the Dollar Tree, it is actually one of those stores where everything costs no more than $1. Uh, they do have some stuff that's kind of like two for $1, but yeah, I was surprised that they actually had a copy of this novel. And they had a bunch of other novels there too. This was the only one that seemed interesting to me, mostly because I saw the movie adaptation of this a while ago, and I actually enjoyed it, so I wanted to dive into the actual novel. So, yeah, it was only $1. Alright. Next one I got, this is used. In fact, I believe the rest of them are definitely used. This is The Razor's Edge by W. Somerset Maugham. This is a hard copy, but it doesn't have the dust jacket. I've actually read this once before. I used to have a paperback copy of this, but unfortunately I lost it a while ago. Yeah, it's definitely a favorite of mine. Essentially, from what I remember, it's about some guy, some like wealthy guy who, for no reason at all, like stops hanging around with his circle of friends and then just becomes interested in things like art and literature and writing, and very interesting. Somerset Maugham is definitely one of my favorite writers. I read a couple other things by him. If you haven't read anything by him, I do recommend reading at least one or two of his books. Definitely. Also recommend reading The Razor's Edge at least once. So, and this copy was only 50 cents at my local used bookstore, which is located within my local library too. So, I also got a copy of Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl by Harriet Jacobs. This copy was only 25 cents at the same used bookstore. It seemed interesting to me. From what I know, it's a true story about this girl who, she wrote about everything that she experienced while growing up as a slave. And yeah, I don't know any more of that. I barely started like skimming through it, and definitely seemed interesting. I also got a copy of The Wings of the Dove by Henry James. The only other thing I read by Henry James before was, I want to say, The Turning of the Screw, I believe. It's the title of one of his short stories. I definitely like that. I read some other stuff by him that I didn't like as much. But this one just kind of piqued my interest. Mostly because, I don't know, I like that it's thick, but I also don't really like that, but at the same time I like that, that this is something that I can definitely take my time with. Yeah. From what I know, it's pretty much about a conflict between 19th century values and 20th century passions. Main character is Kate, and she was wealthy, but then her mom throws away pretty much spends all their money on opium because her mom becomes an opium addict, and so yeah, I don't know much else other than that, but definitely seemed interesting to me. And this one is The Source by James A. Mishner. I've heard a lot of interesting stuff about this author. Actually, I got this copy for free, absolutely free to keep from my local library. Because at my local library, they have this like free section of a bunch of books that I guess they can't really do anything with. They can't sell, either that or they already have too many copies of one particular title. So yeah, they have this free section, and I saw this there. It just looked interesting to me. And like I said before, I've heard some interesting stuff, good stuff, some bad stuff, but mostly a lot of good stuff about this particular author. So yeah, I don't know, let me know if you read this or even just heard of it in passing, I guess. Next is another free book I recently got. It's Galapagos by Kurt Vonnegut. Kurt Vonnegut is another one of my favorite authors, mostly because I like that most of his stuff has like some kind of comedic tone to it, and this one, from what I read from the synopsis, it's something about like it has to do with it's supposed to take place sometime in the distant future, and essentially like the main character or main narrator is talking about what life was like back in 1980 or the 1980s, mostly about a particular group of people that were living on Galapagos, the Galapagos Island. So yeah, I don't have much more of that, but I have heard good things about this. And like I said before, Kurt Vonnegut is definitely one of my favorite authors, writers. So this copy was free, so can't go wrong with free, I think. There's another free book, Nero Wolfe of West 35th Street by William S. Baring-Gould. From what I know, it's just like kind of mystery, suspense, thriller kind of thing. Obviously, I know this is pretty old. Trying to see here when the copyright date was. 1969. I don't know. There's another free book. It's titled Give a Boy a Gun by Todd Strasser. I think this is like a middle grade book. But yeah, it's essentially about these two friends, Brennan and Gary, and because they're constantly bullied at school and teased, one day they just decide that they had enough, and they end up, I guess, pretty much shooting and killing a lot of their classmates. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why it interested me. I guess because I expect like something like this. It seems like it kind of delves more into the whole thing about trying to understand how something like this can happen, and also how a community can go about preventing something like this. So, as far as I can tell, it's not really based on an actual event, though I would say probably most likely based on many different events. So, seems interesting, and it's free. That's free. This one seems like it'd be very interesting. Sophie the World, a novel about the history of philosophy It's by Justine Garter. I've honestly never heard of this author before, or even this book before. But I guess it's supposed to be like some kind of retelling of like the basics of philosophy. So yeah, I really don't know more than that. Let me know if you've heard of this or you know anything about it. Yeah. And this was actually free too, so can't go wrong with free books. That's my motto. Well, it's not really my motto, but if I had to choose a motto, I would say, yeah, that'd be my motto. Can't go wrong with free books. I just dropped some of the books. Anyways, that'll do it for this book haul, used book haul, with the exception of one book. So yeah, let me know if any of you have heard any of these titles or read them. Also, if you can recommend similar titles, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, if you feel up to it or not. And as always, till next time, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.